It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, y'all. And I hope you're having a great one. I hope you're having a lovely day. So, if you guys are joining me in the 40-day abundance challenge, then this is day one. So, day one of the abundance challenge, and this is the book, The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. And I've got the free download, so you can go download the 10 principles, these guys, the 10 principles that you'll be meditating on over the next 40 days. And there's 10 of them. You repeat them 4 times over 40 days. And then I'm going to try to add in sprinkly, sparkly bits of awesomeness, okay? So it's not super boring and we're not meditating and going, oh my God. Yeah. So day one. Couple of hints on doing this work, because when I first started it, I was like, okay, I'd read the statement and wasn't really getting much. So I decided to go ahead and, as I was reading the statement, and this is like a little hinty tip of awesomeness for you all, if you're doing this with me, is to really take them and segment it. So in the first statement, we've got God is lavish. All right. So say the whole thing 3 or 4 times, just so you get it in the head, like you're reading it normally, and then break it down into moments of like, God is lavish. And I always put my hand over my heart because I'm trying to activate that heart chakra as I say this and really let this sink in and come into the body and really feel it. Okay? So as I do that, I'll go, God is lavish. And then in my head, I'll go, what would I feel if I believed that to be true? So again, what would I feel if I believed that to be true? So then I'll do it again. God is lavish. And really start feeling in your like crown chakra in your head. You're like, ooh, God is lavish. You're right. And then next statement. Unfailing abundance. And if I have to say it again, I'll be like, what would I feel if I believe that to be true? Well, when I say that, I feel that in my gut. Oh, unfailing abundance. That's in there. It's deep. The next thing, the next statement, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. Whew! That's expansive. Okay? There's more to that statement, so go download the worksheet and you can do it yourself. Meditate on that for 15 minutes, 5 minutes of journaling is very important. So before I get into kind of my insights of what I got from my first day and my journaling that I did, let's go dive into this awesome visual that came to me. Okay, so let's close our eyes if you're doing this here with me. Take 3 deep breaths. Really settling into the body. And then think about a dial. Something that you would see that you could turn. Whatever that dial looks for you. And think about it out in front of you. It can be on something. It can be on like a meter. Whatever works for you inside your head. And look right now and look at where you feel your abundance is right now on a meter. Is it low? Is it redlining? On empty? Is it somewhere in between? Is it barely off of that? Is it full? Where do you feel it is? And just take a minute here and try not to stress this, but take a couple deep breaths if you're feeling tension. And we'll sit with this for just a minute. And now that you can see that, let's crank it up. If it's low, let's reach out there, our mind's eye, grab that dial, and just up to full. And just crank it up to that next level, like you're dialing it in, dialing in abundance right now. And feel what that feels like to have it at full. Where in your body do you now feel like, oh, maybe lighter, or maybe just kind of more taken care of, less frazzled? Take a couple breaths there. This is an awesome exercise. So go ahead and come back into your body by wiggling your fingers and toes and come back into the room. So this is a great exercise. Check in with yourself every single day if you need to. While you're like out there and you're about ready to pay for something, you're like, oh my God, is the card gonna get declined? I don't know. Or I need to pay my bills, or and check in that moment, where is that dial at? Is it at empty? Or somewhere in between, fluctuating, like, you know, bring it to full. And as you do that more and more frequently, you're going to create this like relaxed feeling in the body. People that are rich, they're relaxed about money. They're not freaking out about it all the time. At least the people that are rich in abundance of true abundance, okay? They get it. So I hope this works for you. Really use that. Let me know if you have any glitches with it. Let me know if it's super successful. So moving on, the other thing that I think you would really benefit from today, if you're starting this with me, is to go ahead and write down in your abundance journal, like, hey, this is where my bank account is today. It's at like $47. I'm feeling like I'm never going to be able to pay any of my bills. Life really sucks right now. I'm feeling freaked out. Write that down. And then every 10 days, we're going to do a 10-day check-in, where we're going to be like, I'm feeling really abundant, or I'm feeling like, it's kind of working, kind of not. Because the brain really needs to know, like, is this worth it? Should I continue doing the work and the effort that I'm putting here, the energy that I'm expending? Is it bringing me benefits? And you sometimes have to prove to yourself, like, yes, it is, or no, it's not. Okay? So write that down today, and then we'll do a check-in on day 10. Cool. Okay. So I just want to share with you a story. My story is of carrot and broth. Okay? This is what I got on my first day of doing the Abundance Challenge. After 15 minutes of meditating, I did my writing, my journaling, and I was feeling really expansive, really fuzzy, really warm, really happy. And this visual kind of came to me. Well, first I sat in that for a long time, and I sat in this feeling, and it was like the air had texture. Everything had texture around you. I could feel everything and everyone, and I felt this expansiveness, this amazing expansiveness that went all across the universe. I was like one with the bed. I was really feeling amazing. And with that, I was like, okay, this is awesome. And then I kind of pulled away from that and started looking at everything as if it was like just soup. And I was like looking at the soup, and it's just this broth. And all of a sudden I see a carrot. I'm like, what the heck is this visual? Like, what a weird visual to get broth and a carrot. And I was like, okay, well, broth is warm and nurturing, and it feels like this feeling I'm having right now, which is like energy and God and the universe and just everything flowing and moving and supportive and comforting, you know, like soup is. And what's this carrot? What's this carrot? And I was like, okay, the carrot is me. The carrot is me individualized away from the broth, materialized, like God is a liquidy, you know, substance. We don't really get what it is, or the universe is that way, whatever word settles well with you. And yet we're like this hard, like material being with energy inside of us. So you think about a carrot's been cooked in broth, it's part of the broth. Broth has entered the carrot, has made it soft, right? And without that, it would be really hard, and it wouldn't have much life in this soup. So we are like carrots, in a way, individualizing ourselves from the broth so that we can see ourselves away from the broth and what we are, and yet know the broth, which is what we are. And it was this kind of like Twilight Zone, Matrix, crazy moment where I was like, oh my God, Here I have been kind of like, I know people told me, hey, we're all one, we're all part of the same thing, we're all sourced the same way. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I believe that, I get that. But then to feel it, feel yourself being one with all of it, and yet individualized so you could see it, so you could be separate from it and yet part of it, was amazing. And that's what we are. And that came to me on day one. And I was realizing that with this, something for me to grow with was to realize that I can be a carrot and not have to feel like I need to separate myself completely from the broth, but then be part of all of it and let myself go with the flow. Let myself be supported by the abundance of the universe and just float there and just know that I'll be taken care of. And my only job is to be happy, floating along, and seeing and visualizing and just experiencing the whole experience. And that's why we're here. And that's the whole point. And so that got me through day one. Okay? So mind blown. So I hope this helped you out. Share with me, please, here in this, what you got, any juicy nuggets from today's meditation, and what you want from this, where you want to be, and let me know. I'm so happy to have you joining me along this journey. I will comment below with where you can get your free download and do this 40-day challenge with me. Okay, I love you all. Bye.